Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm here with the CEO of Global Hemp Group, and we're going to ask him a few questions and see where this company is headed. All right, so please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Kurt Huber. As you mentioned, I am the president and CEO of Global Hemp Group.
Please tell us a little bit about yourself and your professional background.
Well, I've been in the public company world for about the last 30 plus years. I've been senior officer or director of many different types of companies, everything from oil and gas, mining, obviously hemp is, I've been with Global Hemp now for about 6 years, and joined the group just after it became a public company. And so I've been a financial consultant. I do investor relations, and I basically have been in that industry doing all facets of anything that's related to the public companies for that time.
Thank you. Can you please clarify the difference between hemp and marijuana? Because I'm sure a lot of listeners here have different, views on this. So.
Yeah, well, really, at the end of the day, it's the same plant. It's just that the hemp plant has very little of the psychoactive element called THC in it. So in the United States, they're keeping it down to 0.3%. And that's kind of the number. In some places around the world, it's as high as 1% now. But for the most part, it's just a very low THC version of the cannabis plant.
So I did a little bit of research before this, and even with hemp plants, there is medicinal hemp and industrial hemp. What is the main difference between the two?
The hemp plant has a number of different components, and the part that has been sort of most sought after over the last couple of years is the cannabinoids, or CBD you keep hearing about. As a matter of fact, we had a farm in Oregon where we concentrated on growing hemp for the extraction of cannabinoids. In particular, we were growing for CBD and something called CBG. The industrial version of the plant is really grown for the fiber and the hurd, which is the inner woody core. And you can make all sorts of different products out of that. Most notably, the building materials, they use it for biocomposites, they use it for textiles. So the industrial applications of hemp are so much more wide-ranging. Some say that there's between 25 and 50,000 different products that can currently be made out of hemp. And part of the problem that, this number would have been so much larger, but because of the moratorium on hemp over the last 80 years, when it was illegal, like it has been with the marijuana, you would have seen so much more research and development done, and you would have seen so many more interesting products made from it that would be replacing the conventional materials that are more carbon-based right now.
Wow, very interesting. Hemp is something that can in the future reduce our carbon footprint, right?
Oh, very much so. It is a very fast-growing plant, and so what it does is it actually sequesters a tremendous amount of carbon while it's growing. And when you're making it into these various products, it locks away the carbon for life. For example, hempcrete, which is a mixture of the hemp hurd, the inner woody core of the stalk, and lime, which is a binder, and some water. So they mix all of that together, and you build out of it. And the interesting part about that is it continues to sequester carbon out of the atmosphere during the course of its life. So while it's sitting there as part of a building, it will continue to absorb carbon out of the atmosphere.
Wow, so this could have actually saved a lot of trees if it was widely adopted earlier on.
Oh, very much so. They've been making paper out of it. They've been, obviously lots of building materials. So there's all of these different aspects can certainly be replaced with using a hemp-based product.
Right. So, how long has industrial hemp been legalized in Canada?
Well, in Canada, the the farmers have been growing hemp since the late 1990s. 1998 is when they first started growing industrial hemp. And it's been in Canada predominantly has been grown for the seed or sort of food products. Whereas in the United States, in 2018, the Farm Bill that was presented in December and approved was when hemp became legal federally in the United States.
Yes, I remember that. And Mitch McConnell actually signed that bill with a hemp pen.
Yes, he did.
How does the legalization of hemp affect your company?
Legalizing it has opened up the door on research. It's made it a more acceptable product. And in our case, we're very much interested in the industrial aspects, in particular the building materials. Well, once hemp was legalized in 2018, it gave the opportunity to open a lot of doors. There was a huge acceptance of hemp now that wasn't there before when it wasn't legal. It gives us the opportunity now to perform better research, and a lot of companies are getting into the space that are utilizing the hemp for industrial products. We're seeing a tremendous shift in the last year in particular away from the extraction of cannabinoids and into the industrial aspects. All sorts of different types of building materials, whether it be hempcrete based, whether it be insulation, whether it be flooring products. There's a company that is making hemp wood flooring products as well. What we can do is use these various products in our project in Colorado.
You actually answered some of my questions earlier. I wanted you to expand on the Oregon and Colorado projects, because I took a peep on your site, and it looked like it was a massive growing operation over there.
Yeah, we have a 109-acre farm in Oregon that we were originally just solely focused on growing hemp biomass for the extraction of cannabinoids. If you look over the last couple of years, we've always envisioned the bigger picture, which is the industrial aspects of hemp. And we looked to do the project we're doing in Colorado 5 years ago. And the reality is that nobody was interested in talking about sustainability, talking about green construction. Nobody was interested in the whole ESG side of the equation. Those are always things that have been very, very important to global hemp. The whole sustainability opportunity that comes with hemp is amazing. And it's going to get bigger and bigger as it continues to be grown throughout the world. North America is somewhat behind in certain aspects of the hemp plant, especially the industrial side of things. But I'm confident that they will catch up, and they will catch up very quickly.
Can you tell us a little bit about your research and development division? I see you guys have a lot going on.
That's a really interesting part of our company. It's newly formed. We have the head of the R&D division is Professor Victor Castaño, who is actually a multi-PhD professor in Mexico. He's actually in Querétaro, which is just north of Mexico City, and he's with the National Autonomous University of Mexico, which is Mexico's largest university and very well renowned in the world for their R&D. And so Victor has started up our R&D division as to utilize R&D on the industrial aspects of hemp, in particular using fiber and using the inner woody core for alternative building materials, as well as a number of other areas that he is expanding into. The beauty of our association with Professor Castaño is that he is also an advisor to PhD level candidates, students that we have been able to attract into our R&D team. And so we're bringing more people onto the team that way. Recently, we announced a collaboration with a group in Querétaro that is legally capable of growing hemp and cannabis, and they are actually going to grow hemp for us here, and we'll be able to have fresh new material available for the R&D team to work on. We're also looking to expand our collaboration efforts with a number of major universities, and I hope to be able to announce something like that here in the very near future. So, Mexico is a very important component of everything that we're doing. And with the pending legalization of cannabis and hemp in Mexico, that will just increase the opportunities for us.
So, decriminalization of cannabis in Mexico has already taken place. That was a few weeks ago, right? And that's a very good step towards legalization. Am I right?
Well, they've legalized the medicinal side of cannabis, and now they're working towards the recreational. And with recreational will come the legalization of hemp.
Got it.
As a matter of fact, we are in the process of forming a subsidiary in Mexico, and that will be the basis for we'd like to get licensed to be able to grow hemp ourselves there. We won't be involved in the cannabis side of the operation, but we certainly will be growing hemp down in Mexico to fulfill our opportunities with the R&D side of things. Now, with R&D, we're able to then, the goal is to create intellectual property that can be patented, and as well as utilized at our projects, whether it be in Colorado or Oregon, as well as to be able to have various products that we can market widely to throughout the United States.
All right. Finally, any assurance for investors who are very cautious when it comes to investing in hemp or marijuana-related companies?
Well, I think the investors would have seen since September, we have changed our focus, narrowed it, brought new people to the team, and are building out our project in Colorado that allows us to generate significant assets from real estate, significant assets from water infrastructure and water rights, as well as create multiple revenue streams from the various aspects of the creation of the value-added products utilizing the hemp. So I think that, for the first time in a long time in the history of the company, we have some very, very solid development. We have a project that is totally vertically integrated. So anything that we produce is sold to the project and then sold to the public in the case of the affordable housing development that we're talking about. So, we're at a point now where we are now starting to execute on our plan, and every week certainly every month we put out a number of news releases showing how incrementally we are moving forward on that vision.
All right, thank you very much. Just to be clear, your ticker symbol is on the U.S. exchanges is GBHPF, right?
That is correct. We recently just upgraded to the OTCQB, and we trade there.
Got it. And with the recent upgrade means everything is current, and all your filings are current.
Yes, our home exchange is really in Canada, but the secondary trading is in the United States as well.
All right. Thank you very much for being on here. Hopefully we can have you again when you have some exciting news coming. And we'll look forward to hearing more from you and your company.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
All right.